Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music. Welcome to my channel. Today in fingerboard geometry, we'll be looking at minor thirds within the caged system. First, we'll look at some fingerings, and then we'll do some exercises. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Alright, today we're going to look at minor thirds within the caged system. I suggest that you review my video on caged octaves and also my fingerboard geometry videos on the minor third, if you have not seen those already. As far as application for the minor third within the caged system, all our caged arpeggios, scales, and chords, any of them that are minor will have this minor third in them. So it's helpful to find that location so that we can better understand those patterns. We're going to start out with the C pattern on the root D. So this is my D octave in a C shape. And now I'm going to find a minor third from each of those Ds. So the minor third of D is F. So here's F toward the nut. And then in the higher octave, we're going to go back toward the bridge. So we have. So you notice how we start in one direction, in this case, toward the nut, and then in the higher octave we go back the other way. This is to keep the pattern compact. The cage system uses 5 fairly compact patterns, so they tend to trade directions so that they stay within a few fret range. So this is the C shape. Now we're going to move on to the A shape. So here is the A pattern as far as the octave. And again, the root's still D, so these are Ds in the A pattern. And the first D to F looks like this, D to the minor third F. And then the next octave we have D again, and it's minor third F, and this time it's toward the nut. So moving on to the G pattern, here is the set of Ds, or the D octaves. 10th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret again. And let's look at the minor third. So we have D toward the nut this time. There's F, D, and F. And then here is the middle octave D to the F here. And then we just have this lone D at the top of the caged pattern. So we'll stop there. And that is the G pattern. Next we have the E pattern of D, and that's here at the 10th fret. So here are the Ds in this pattern. And now we'll play a minor third from each of those Ds. So that's D to F, first toward the bridge, then from the middle octave toward the nut, and this is the same as we did on the other E string toward the bridge. And finally we have the D pattern of D, which is rooted on the D string. So here's D and its octave. So from this D we're going to play toward the bridge, and then from the higher D we're going to play from here to the nut. But notice that we're at the 13th fret on this E string, so it makes sense that this minor third F would repeat on the low E string. So here it is again. So this is part of our caged pattern, even though it's sitting below the root. This is the minor third below the root D. So here's the root D, minor third below. So this is part of our caged pattern. So don't forget that one. Now that we've looked at the root D, let's go on to the root G. All right, here we go with the root G. We're going to start with the E pattern for the root G. Here's the E pattern octave. And here are the G roots and the minor thirds, which are B flat. Now we're going to the D pattern. So here is the octave pattern. Again, those are Gs. And so I'm going to start at the bottom of the pattern. That's actually on the minor third, B flat. Minor third, root, minor third, root, minor third. Next we have the C pattern. Those are Gs. And then we have a minor third from each of those Gs. Next, we have the A pattern for G. Here are the roots. And then from each of those, we have the minor third. And then finally, we have the G pattern for G. Here are the roots. G, G, and G. And when we have a minor third from each of those. And then just have the lone G at the top. Now that we've looked at fingerings for D and G, let's get a look at the exercises. All right, in this exercise, we'll be playing caged minor thirds around the circle of fifths. So first of all, if you don't know what the circle of fifths is, make sure and check out my video on the circle of fifths. You can also get the circle of fifth order on screen here. I will provide this in the video. We're going to start with the root C and then do all the caged patterns for C, and then we'll go on to the next root in the circle. That would be G, and then to the next root D, etc. So I'm going to go ahead and demo C here, and just so you can see how I do it, I'm just going to start at the 6th string, play the 1st string, and then go through all 5 patterns. So this would be C, starting on the C pattern, and I'm just playing roots and minor thirds. Here we go. So this is the C pattern, and then we go on to the A pattern, and then we go on to the G pattern. Now we have C in the E pattern, and then this is the D pattern. I'm starting on the lowest string though, so it starts on the minor third. And that's all 5 patterns for C. Then we go to the root G, etc. Let's get a look at the exercise. That's it for minor thirds within the CAGED system. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.